Hello everyone. Today we're going to explore gerunds and infinitives. We use the gerund as the subject of a sentence. For example, swimming is good for you. In this sentence, swimming acts as the subject of a sentence. We use the gerund after prepositions. For example, I'm interested in playing the violin. We use the gerund after verbs of like or dislike. For example, like, love, enjoy, can't stand, don't mind, hate. I enjoy going out. I hate eating pizza. We use the gerund with go to talk about physical activities. Go hiking, go swimming, go sailing, go camping, go fishing, go bowling. We use the infinitive to explain why somebody does something. Why did he go to the supermarket to buy bread? As you can see here, this sentence explains why somebody does something. Why did he go to the supermarket to buy bread? We use the infinitive immediately after adjectives. For example, it's good to express your opinions. We use the infinitive after certain verbs. For example, want, learn, agree, decide, expect, hope, seem, try, would like. For example, I decide to work as a nurse. Let's look at these sentences. When I go shopping, I don't buy anything. With go, after go, we need to use gerund. I love giving flowers. After love, enjoy, hate, dislike, we need to use gerund. Understanding other people's ideas isn't easy. In this sentence, understanding acts as the subject of the sentence. I study by writing. I find it easy to talk about how I feel. Why did you shout at the waitress? To tell her the salad was no good. Let's revise them again. We use the gerund as the subject of a sentence. We use the gerund after prepositions. We use the gerund after verbs of like or dislike. For example, like, love, enjoy, can stand, don't mind, hate. We use the gerund with go to talk about physical activities. We use the infinitive to explain why somebody does something. We use the infinitive immediately after adjectives. We use the infinitive after certain verbs, for example, want, learn, agree, decide, expect, hope, seem, try, would like. Okay, in which sentence is playing the object of the verb? In which sentence is playing the subject? In which sentence is playing the object of a preposition? Playing badminton is fun. My friends and I enjoy playing golf. I don't know much about playing soccer. So, in which sentence is playing the object of the verb? In which sentence is playing the subject? In which sentence is playing the object of a preposition? Just think about them and then write them down. In which sentence is playing the object of the verb? In which sentence is playing the subject? In which sentence is playing the object of a preposition? Just think about them. Okay. In which sentence is playing the object of the verb? Sentence 2. My friends and I enjoy playing golf. In which sentence is playing the subject? Sentence 1. Playing badminton is fun. In which sentence is playing the object of a preposition? Sentence 3. I don't know much about playing soccer. Okay, let's have a look at A. Playing tennis is fun. As you can see here, playing is subject, is verb. Can we say that in sentence A, playing is a gerund, it is used as the subject of the sentence. Playing tennis is a gerund phrase. Let's have a look at B. We enjoy playing tennis. We, subject, enjoy verb, playing object. In sentence B, playing is a gerund used as the object of the verb enjoy. Let's have a look at C. He is excited about playing tennis. About preposition and playing object. Can we say that in sentence C, playing is a gerund used as the object of the preposition about. Okay, now I have divided that chart into two columns. We're going to put the rules below in the correct column. You're going to write the related rules under the related title, the gerund or the infinitive. Let's have a look at the first one as the subject of a sentence. Let's think about it. Do we need to put that rule under the title of the gerund or the infinitive to explain why somebody does something immediately after adjectives? Is that rule related to the gerund or the infinitive? After certain verbs like want, after prepositions, after verbs of like, love, enjoy, hate, dislike, don't mind, can't stand, etc., with go to talk about physical activities, recreational activities. So you just need to put the rules below in the correct column. Okay, we use the gerund after prepositions. For example, I'm interested in playing the violin. We use the gerund with go to talk about physical activities. Go swimming, go dancing, go running. We use the gerund after verbs of like love, enjoy, hate, etc. I like reading a book. I enjoy dancing. I hate eating pizza. We use the gerund as the subject of a sentence. Swimming is good for my health. We use the gerund after prepositions. Okay, now let's move on to infinitive. We use the infinitive to explain why somebody does something. We use the infinitive immediately after adjectives. We use the infinitive after certain verbs like want. So we have categorized the rules under the related title, the gerund, the infinitive. We have put the rules below in the correct column. Okay, now you're going to choose the correct alternative and you just need to explain why do we use the gerund or infinitive in each case. As you can see here, there are totally 8 questions. Let's look at them together. I went to the supermarket buying or to buy milk. Are you interested in reading or read a book? To drink heavily is bad for your health. Why don't we go swimming or to swim this weekend? Tom can't stand walking or to walk to school. I want listening or to listen to country music. The burglar got in by opening or opened the door. Are you ready, running or to run? Let's think about them and then explain why do we use the gerund or infinitive in each case. Okay, let's start with the first one. I went to the supermarket to buy milk. To explain why somebody does something. Are you interested in reading a book? After prepositions. Drinking heavily is bad for your health as the subject of a sentence. Drinking acts as the subject of a sentence. Why don't we go swimming this weekend? With go to talk about physical activities. Tom can't stand walking to school after verbs of hate, dislike, etc. I want to listen to country music after certain verbs like want. The burglar got in by opening the door after prepositions. Are you ready to run? Immediately after the adjectives. Okay, now you're going to mesh the house to make sentences. Let's have a look at them together. Professional tennis players should enjoy. Last week, my grandfather and I went to the stadium. Scoring goal is significant. It's important for basketball players. Professional basketball players don't often go. For professional football players, it usually isn't good. You will match the house to make sentences. To train hard, to eat lots of burgers because they aren't very healthy, skating because they could have an accident, for football players to watch a football match playing tennis. You will match the halves to make sentences. Okay, can we say that professional tennis players should enjoy playing tennis? Last week, my grandfather and I went to the stadium to watch a football match. Scoring goal is significant for football players. It's important for basketball players to train hard. Professional basketball players don't often go skating because they could have an accident. For professional football players, it usually isn't good to eat lots of burgers because they aren't very healthy. So we have matched the halves to make sentences. Okay, now we are going to complete the questions with the correct form of the verbs given. What do you enjoy on Saturday afternoons? How often do you go with your cousins? Sport, how important is it for you? What are you good at school? How do you feel about in French? What do you want when you finish school? Do you find it easy, new friends? What do you love on Saturdays? So as you can see here, in each bracket, there are several verbs. You just need to complete the questions with the correct form of the verbs given. Okay, can we say that? What do you enjoy doing on Saturday afternoons? How often do you go running with your cousins? Doing sport, how important is it for you? What are you good at doing at school? How do you feel about reading in French? What do you want to do when you finish school? Do you find it easy to make new friends? What do you love doing on Saturdays? So we have just used the verb within that bracket. So we have completed the questions with the correct form of the verbs given. Okay, now you're going to match the sentences with the rules. As you can see here, there are a total of 7 rules, and you just need to match them with the related rules. We use the gerund as the subject of a sentence. We use the gerund with go to talk about physical activities. We use the gerund after verbs of like, love, enjoy, hate, dislike, don't mind, can't stand, etc. We use the gerund after prepositions. We use the infinitive to explain why somebody does something. We use the infinitive after adjectives. We use the infinitive after certain verbs. So here are sentences that you need to match them with the related rule. My neighbors love reading a magazine. I'm good at speaking English. I want to go for a walk by myself. I couldn't go hiking on my own. I went hospital to see if my mom was okay. Going to hospital was difficult too. It's hard to stop eating chocolate. So you will match these sentences with the rules. Can you say that? My neighbors love reading a magazine. 3. We use the gerund after verbs of like, love, enjoy, hate, dislike, don't mind, can stand, etc. Love reading. I'm good at speaking English. 4. We use the gerund after prepositions. I want to go for a walk by myself. 7. We use the infinitive after certain verbs. I couldn't go hiking on my own. 2. We use the gerund with go to talk about physical activities. Go hiking. I went hospital to see if my mom was okay. 5. We use the infinitive to explain why somebody does something. I went hospital to see if my mom was okay. Going to hospital was difficult too. 1. We use the gerund as the subject of a sentence. It's hard to stop eating chocolate. 6. We use the infinitive after adjectives. Okay, now you're going to complete the sentences with the words given below. As you can see here, there are totally 6 questions. You just need to complete these sentences with the words given below. Can we say that doing sport is good for you? It's significant to do your homework every day. I enjoy eating an ice cream. I got up early to watch the series on TV. Are you good at swimming? How deep can you dive without scuba gear? Do you want to swim in the sea this morning? So we have completed the sentences with the words given below. Now you're going to complete each sentence with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Kelsey loves in the ocean. After a brief interruption, the professor continued, I hate any living being suffer. I can't bear news reports of children who are starving. I can't stand about animals that have been cruelly abused by people. When I travel, I prefer to a plane. When a student asks a question, the teacher always tries the problem as clearly as possible. I tried everything, but the baby still wouldn't stop. I regret to my father's advice. He was certainly right. So We're going to complete each sentence with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Okay, can we say that? Kelsey loves swimming in the ocean. After a brief interruption, the professor continued lecturing or to lecture. I hate seeing any living being suffer. I can't bear watching news reports of children who are starving. I can't stand reading about animals that have been cruelly abused by people. When I travel, I prefer driving to taking a plane. When a student asks a question, the teacher always tries to explain the problem as clearly as possible. I tried everything, but the baby still wouldn't stop crying. I regret not listening to my father's advice. He was certainly right. So we have completed each sentence with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Here is another exercise that you need to complete each sentence with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. As you can see here, there are totally 8 questions. How did you manage out about the surprise party? I think Tom deserves another chance. Children, I forbid you. In the street, there is too much traffic. Jason keeps, and that things will get better. Megan suggested around 6. Is that early for you? Emily finally admitted responsible for the problem. Margaret challenged me, her across the pool. I urged Lucy to school and her education. So you're going to complete each sentence with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. Okay, let's start with the first one. How did you manage to find out about the surprise party? I think Tom deserves to have another chance. Children, I forbid you to play in the street. There is too much traffic. Jason keeps hoping and praying that things will get better. Megan suggested leaving around 6. Is that early for you? Emily finally admitted being responsible for the problem. Margaret challenged me to race her across the pool. I urged Lucy to return to school and to finish her education. So we have completed each sentence with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses.